Good morning. So we are just off to the garden centre. So if you saw the video that I put up a few days ago, you'll know that last week we went to the garden centre and was looking at ceramics and plants and stuff like that for the terrace. Well, last week we went on the bike, so now we're just about to jump in the car and go back there and see if we can pick them up, if they've still got them. So I'm just looking at this plant, which is a yucca. There's this one here and there's one just over there as well. So I'm just deciding what's the better quality one. But I think this is the one we might go for. This is what we've got so far. This plate, this pot, we've got a geranium. We've got, what's that one called?
It's for the mosquitoes.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
Apparently that's from mosquitoes. Then we've got this pot that we just bought here. And we've decided on a smaller yucca in the end. We didn't like the condition of the other one that I showed you. So that's what we've got so far. So we'll carry on. Okay, so that was a bit of a nightmare because we woke up this morning and we had no internet. In fact, this whole area has no internet. Yeah, left here. So anyway, we went to the garden centre. We chose everything we needed. We went to pay and then the lady said there's no internet. And I think everybody that was there realised the same thing, because all of a sudden it went from being pretty busy in there to pretty much empty. So anyway, we've asked the lady who owns the garden centre to hold the stuff for us, and she's got my number and she's going to give us a call once the internet's back on so we can go down and pay. Try and have a coffee instead, see if the machine's working in here so we can have a coffee or something like that. But let's see. Hola, buenas. ¿Puede pagar por tarjeta? La máquina
no funciona,
no hay internet. Vale, son efectivo, ¿no?
Solo efectivo por el momento.
Vale, gracias. Good morning. So today is just a little bit of everything sort of day really. I'm just having a little trot, get some steps in, and then I'm going to go and see my barber, get my hair cut. But right now I'm on the beach, as you can see, and it's actually quite nice. The sun's out, but there's a lovely breeze as well. So anyway, let's get some steps in. The beach is pretty empty. There's a few people on now, but it is overall pretty empty. There's a few other people up here. It's still early May, so the holiday season really hasn't started yet. But I'm sure, give it another month and these beaches will be absolutely packed. People playing balls or bowls. I think it's balls, isn't it? Bowls, I'm not sure, but they're playing it on the side of the beach here. Look at this, what a location, right next to the sea, and then you've got all of these derelict properties there. You see they're all through that arch as well. Such a shame. I don't know whether these are illegal builds or what, but I've got a sneaky suspicion the ones around this corner are going to be the same as well. Yeah, look, all derelict, all boarded up. A whole lot. These ones here as well. Again, all empty, all boarded up. And over here. It's like a whole urbanisation which is just gone. Pool there, again, looking right out to the sea. Beautiful spot. I can only assume that these were illegal builds, because why would you have properties like this going empty in such a prime location? It's a real shame, really is a shame to see it. Personally, I would prefer it if they just gave them a licence and let a developer bring them back. But yeah, I guess it is what it is. So just in case you're wondering, this area where I am right now is classed as Casares Costa, and then this area behind me here, down here, that is actually Sabanas, San Luis de Sabanas. But these two areas connect really quickly, and you've got this Paseo walk that connects basically pretty much from Estepona right the way down to Puerto de la Duquesa. So you've got this long paseo that I'm walking on now, which you can enjoy, but it's not a bad area. It's one of the cheaper areas on the Costa, but don't get me wrong, the prices are still climbing here. In fact, they've climbed a lot. I can remember viewing property here in 2015. There was a tiny little townhouse that was for sale in San Luis de Sabanas, which again is just here, and it was up for just under 40,000 euros. The same properties now you'll be lucky to get for 250,000 euros.
Vamos.
Dispara mi canal de YouTube.
Sí, eso es la tijereta, familia.
Okay, that's the haircut done. I normally try and get it done every 3-4 weeks, but it's been 5, nearly 6, I think 5 and a bit weeks. So, but anyway, looks better. So now I'm going to go to Carrefour at Estepona. Got a few bits there that I need to collect, so we'll jump in the car and go there. I went to Estepona to Carrefour, and everything in Estepona was shut, so I don't know if it's a public holiday in Estepona. Here in this area, this is Puerto de la Duquesa. I actually lived in this area for a number of years, and here everything's open, but literally just 10-15 minutes down the road everything was closed. But anyway, this is the port of Duquesa, and as I said, I lived here just literally up on this hill here for a number of years. It's quite a pretty little port, but this is a very English area. I mean, I'd say, if I'm honest with you, particularly when you come down this port, probably 80 to 90% of the people that you actually see down this port are English. So it's a very popular area for the Brits to move to. And just to give you an idea of property prices in this area, they kind of range from, say here, 1 million to 265, 295. There's a villa there for 895. Another apartment 320, 275, 349. So it gives you an idea. It's a lovely yacht, that really is. All of these yachts in here, they've all been taken out of the water for servicing and cleaning and stuff like that, but it's a really nice yacht, that. I really like the shape of that. No idea what that's worth, and I'll be honest, when I look at the prices of yachts, sometimes some of the boats I look at, I see them and I think, oh, there's got to be a couple of mil, and it's up for $500,000, and then the ones that I think are $500,000 are 5 mil, so I'm never really sure, but it's a lovely yacht. So do you know what, while I'm walking along, I was just thinking, where is actually better to live? Here on the coast, or slightly inland, 20-30 minutes inland? And the truth is, I'm really not sure. I mean, I'm very fortunate that I have a house inland, and I also have one on the coast. Not on this coast, on the Costa Calida, which is around 5 hours from here, from the Costa del Sol. But I kind of guess I'm lucky enough that I get the best of both worlds. But I was just sort of walking along thinking, if I could only live in one place, where would I choose? The coast or inland? And it's a really tough decision, but if I'm being honest, I would probably say coast. There are some downsides to it. For example, in the summer, it's just so busy, the Costa del Sol here. You can't park, you can't get in the shops. It's unbearable for 3 months, a good 3 months. Whereas inland, you don't get that issue. But having the coast on your doorstep to be able to walk along the beach or along the paseos, obviously there is a lot more to do. So I think for those reasons, it just about wins. But there is a trade-off, because the price to live here on the coast compared to inland is easily double just for an apartment, and that's not a house. So it really depends on your budget, I suppose. But out of the two, yeah, I would say the coast just wins a little bit for me, for the reasons I just said. Okay, and now we are in San Luis de Sabanas. We're on the Paseo there, so you can see we've got the beach there. Quite a few tourists on the beach here as well, actually. I didn't expect to see as many as there are, but yeah, San Luis de Sabanas. I'll show you the Paseo up here where the bars and the restaurants are. It's only a tiny place, but you might be interested to see it. So that area up here is basically San Luis de Sabanas. If I come to this angle, you'll see a little bit better. You'll see that there's a few bars and restaurants and stuff like that along the main front. But yeah, that's basically it. Like I say, it is a tiny little place, but the restaurants run from here right the way up to that far end. So it's not bad if you want to come somewhere which is quiet. And this is around 20 minutes from Marbella. And then this is the second line. So this is really more the area where there's blocks of apartments and a few little sort of independent shops like that one there that you can see. But yeah, this is the second line, and then just there is the first line. That's the beachfront where all the restaurants and stuff like that are that I just mentioned.